Pre-written text. Welcome back to our channel, Truth Seekers, as we delve into the uncovered truths within the lavish world of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our channel for another round of sizzling revelations about the ex-royals, Harry and Meghan. Today, we are abandoning diplomacy and shining a spotlight on these imposters because it's time to put an end to their deceptive acts. Before we plunge into the forthcoming storm, I urge you to take a moment, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and enable notifications. You won't want to miss the explosive content we have prepared for you. Strutting around, enjoying VIP treatment, mingling with high-profile figures, reveling in the admiration of their followers as if they are still part of royalty. What an absurd notion. It has truly become a ludicrous spectacle, these opportunists gallivanting in Nigeria as if they are genuine members of the royal family when the reality is widely known to the world that they are not. They relinquished their roles as working royals long ago during their dramatic departure to California. So, why are they still exploiting their royal titles during these insincere excursions? It's utterly revolting. It's time for them to stop the charade. Harry and Meghan are no longer royals, at least not in any consequential official capacity. And to think, they once cited privacy, mental health concerns, and a desire to shield their family from media scrutiny as reasons for stepping back from royal responsibilities. Yet here they are today, regularly appearing at high-profile events and giving interviews almost every week. It's as if they now crave the very attention they sought to escape. Their actions in Nigeria are just another installment in this ongoing saga of contradictions. Despite being seen as advocates for social causes, the reality is that they live luxuriously and constantly court media attention. They are essentially exploiting their royal connections on a personal level while criticizing the institution that propelled them. This conduct not only belittles the efforts of genuine individuals striving for change without royal privileges but also exposes their hypocrisy. It's time for them to confront reality and cease pretending to be something they are not. The charade must end, and it's about time they reveal themselves authentically. They are now simply ordinary civilians, their self-centered decisions reducing them to commoners like everyone else. Yet they persist in projecting a false image, perpetuating illusions, and making the most of their dwindling titles to sustain themselves and search for purpose. What a bunch of imposters. As my friend aptly put it, their ostentatious publicity stunt in Nigeria reeks of deception. They no longer have any grounds to stand on if they choose to portray themselves as royalty, being chauffeured around while imagining they are cutting ribbons and crowning beauties. This comes after tarnishing the institution of the monarchy itself through their extremely hostile Oprah interview. Just in case they have conveniently forgotten, these ungrateful individuals spent extensive hours on national television disparaging the royal family. By labeling them unsupportive, racist, frightening hobgoblins who allegedly drove Meghan to the point of contemplating suicide, and later targeting the repeatedly offending family in a pitiful Netflix documentary, how audacious of them to now seek to leverage those same royal connections and continue exploiting their titles for attention and opportunities after attempting to dismantle the entire institution. It's akin to someone who has resigned from their job but persistently claims they still work there. Or a divorced woman who adamantly insists she is still married. This behavior is delusional. You can't enjoy the benefits while evading the responsibilities. You must either be a committed representative of the royal family, prioritizing service and duty over personal desires and gains, or embrace the California celebrity lifestyle, fixated on wealth, fame, and airing every grievance and personal conflict publicly. It would be highly hypocritical for them to desire to keep the trappings and privileges of royalty while shirking the associated responsibilities. It seems they wish to cherry-pick the appealing aspects of royal life while avoiding the less glamorous commitments. They seek the glory and glamour without the challenges, a sense of entitlement that is not only frustrating but also deeply disrespectful to those diligently fulfilling their duties within the monarchy. Worse still, to an extent has their undertakings made attempts to sabotage their very principles. Again, If the two had been so embittered by the royal personalities, why would they seek every opportunity to hold on to whatever was tied to these titles and royalty? Clearly, they demonstrated that they wanted to bask in the sunshine and be a subject of someone's admiration without breaking a sweat on what they had signed to do in the first place. The contradiction their actions presented spoke volumes to the public. On the one hand, they denounced these royal ties as old-fashioned and oppressive, but, on the other hand, they boldly used them to benefit their commercial ends. Such pretense disguise does more than just deception. It sends harm and loss to the very purport they try to profess to defend. They cause damage and even loss of credibility to efforts towards meaningful change. What is more, the perpetual circus the media makes out of their every episode of doing anything detracts attention from issues that are sober and salient to be attended to. As long as it is about them, they without doubt cast a dark shadow longer enough on matters that really need to be looked into. Such indifferent attitudes are at best counterproductive whilst more depressing, take away from things such kindred spirits are destined to fulfill. After all, it is they that must choose. They cannot have the cake and eat it too, as it were simply employing both cards simultaneously and never intending to make their entire act unconvincing and most disrespected. If they truly wish to be absolved from the rule of the monarchy, they should do it fully, and their past as royals won't enable them to go one way or another. At the very least, do the job they were made for, be royals. Everything else is hypocritical, and it is an injustice to the people of service. He was correct, and so was Piers when he said the Duke and Duchess titles of these two must be cancelled. It is high time true he must show his mettle and cancel those primacies. Yes, they came after, but they rest with the two, however derived after a distancing from their respective duties against the throne. It is high time one calls their bluff and throws them out altogether, since they insist to do it their way just because. Just imagine the speed at which they would all retreat if there were serious consequences. Royals should not feel that they can trash their families in public, unremittingly, selling them out for a profit from memoirs and statements, making baseless accusations intended to humiliate, and carry on day by day as going to state events, tours, and flaunting titles that are continually more lacking in meaning. That is not how it works. Royals are required to maintain the dignity and responsibilities that are associated with being royal. By attempting to have it both ways and make-believe at all while openly criticizing the monarchy, they are disgracing the very titles that they disrespectfully cling to out of sheer arrogance and entitlement. King Charles must seize them since they cannot properly respect and represent them. Perhaps vacating all their royal titles will help them realize how much of a mistake they have done. Maybe they will even start living or behaving like regular people. There is a very clear sign that these two actually no longer want to be guests on royalty's court, so it is time they face up to it. Share your thoughts in the comments. As always, stay tuned for more shocking tales and fully exposed scandals. We're here awaiting at your disposal. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the newest developments in the royal family world. See you later, and have a great day.